Now at 10, coin and stamp collectors from around the 4 states gather at the Carthage Memorial Hall for a collectible show. Plus, area fathers and daughters saddle up for a date night at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. And it's almost prom season. We take a look at how an area boutique is helping teenagers prepare.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Police in Parsons, Kansas arrest a man for violating the conditions of his sex offender registration. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Noe. 43-year-old Christopher Thompson has 2 sexual battery convictions, 1 in Kansas and 1 in Oklahoma. He is registered as a sex offender, meaning he can't live near a school. He was arrested yesterday at a residence 2 blocks from Lincoln Elementary School. He faces 4 counts of violation of offender registration. Police in Monette, Missouri are searching for 2 men wanted for felony warrants. The Monette Police Department posted the mugshots of Dakota Morgan and Andrew Irwin to social media with the message, "Please share and make them famous." Authorities believe the pair are residing somewhere in Monette. If you have any information on their whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Monette Police Department. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us for a first look at weather.
I know I have been enjoying these warm temperatures, and they're going to continue into early next week as we see temperatures getting into the 70s and possibly hitting 80 degrees. And it is still February. Right now, temperature is 55 in Joplin, and it is pretty clear out there. We're not seeing any clouds or rain or snow in the forecast all weekend and into early next week. However, we do have a system that we're tracking moving in Tuesday. For the remainder of your evening, it is going to be clear and temperatures drop down to the upper 40s for our overnight low tonight. We have this ridge in our area, and that is what is bringing us the sinking air, causing us to have clear skies, warmer temperatures, and those winds from the south also add to the warmer temperatures that we're having. Clouds do roll in on Monday, and the system that we're tracking is over here, and we'll be bringing you more details up next.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. With prom season just around the corner, many high school students are already preparing. The boutique marketplace hosted a prom expo today to help. The local store had vendors and stylists to help teens and parents get ready for the big day. Prom goers could look at corsages, look through dozens of consignment dresses, or get fitted for a tuxedo. The store owner says they hope the prom expo makes the big day less stressful.
About 3 years ago, we started offering tuxedo rentals to the menu of services that we offer in the boutique. And so today is just kind of the kickoff to the prom season and how we can make this the one-stop prom shop.
The organizer of the expo says prom will be here before you know it, and she recommends preparing for the big day sooner rather than later to ensure you find exactly what you're looking for. Local fathers and daughters got all dressed up today for a daddy-daughter date night. The Joplin History and Mineral Museum and Joplin Parks and Recreation hosted the event. Attendees were able to saddle up in their favorite cowboy and cowgirl attire while playing a variety of games. Organizers say the event gives parents a chance to create memories with their children.
My favorite part, I get to work with all my nice coworkers, and I know that doing this is going to make a lot of people happy, so I feel like I'm doing a good thing.
The date night is a 2-day event and wrapped up this evening at 8. Hundreds of area collectors gathered in Carthage today for the annual Spring Coin and Stamp Collectible Show. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on treasures collectors of all ages hope to find.
At the 32nd Annual Spring Collectible Show, a penny is more than a penny. Hundreds of collectors and sellers from all around filled the Carthage Memorial Hall to look at a variety of collectibles, such as coins, stamps, and postcards.
I have about 50 tables of vendors and tables, and the coins go anywhere from pennies to silver dollars and stuff like that.
The event, sponsored by the Barton-Jasper County Collectors Association, brought in collectors young and old. Gabriel Harris is a passionate collector who started his hobby 2 years ago. He's also just 9 years old.
When I heard about the coin show, I just get excited and I start saving up for it.
The young collector says he likes to look for coins that are old or silver, and he says some caught his eye at the show.
I found some gold coins here, and I found a really old coin that I bought.
Organizer Brad Potter says the show is a great way to come look at a variety of interesting collectibles without paying anything.
You can come to a coin show and see 20 times what they have in a coin shop.
But some collectors like Gabriel hope not too many join the hobby.
No, I don't think so.
Keep all the coins for yourself.
Yeah.
In Carthage, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The next show is scheduled for this summer, July 13th. You can learn more about the Coin and Collectibles show on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Kids in Pittsburgh today had the chance to learn more about Chinese culture. The group Fun with Foreign Languages demonstrated how to make dumplings and craft fruit dragons as part of its Lantern Festival. Fun with Foreign Languages was founded 2 years ago as a way to teach children about different cultures.
Well, we homeschool our kids, so we wanted a way for them to be able to learn outside of the home and learn a skill that I couldn't teach them myself. So I saw it online and we signed up and we've loved it ever since.
The event was held at First Christian Church in Pittsburgh from 10 to 11 a.m. The Fort Scott woman is celebrating her birthday today, but it's not just any birthday. It's her 100th birthday. Birthday girl Natalie Comstock celebrated the big day surrounded by 5 generations of family members. We asked Natalie to share with us a piece of advice for younger generations and what her secret is to living a long life.
My secret? I don't know. Just being, I guess my secret is being a good person. To be good people and to be good neighbors and be good friends.
Natalie also has a brother and sister who made it past the 100-year mark. Coming up, we'll hear from some Kansas City healthcare workers who spring into action on their day off to help the victims of the Chiefs Victory Rally shooting. Plus, how the Springfield Police Department is helping first responders struggling with mental health. 3 off-duty nurses are recounting coming to the aid of 2 people injured at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl Victory Rally shooting. It wasn't until after the fact that they learned those 2 people were the suspected gunmen. They say they ran to Dominic Miller, one of the suspects, and jumped on top of him to keep him from being trampled. All 3 say when you work in a profession like healthcare, it's a part of your identity, and they would do it 100 times over. Local first responders deal with a lot of factors that affect their mental health, and the Springfield Police Department is going to the dogs to try to lighten the stress and depression that comes with the job. Joe Hickman explains.
You have to understand, for us in law enforcement, this is not a job for us, this is our calling.
But it's a calling with no guarantees you'll come home that night.
Shots fired. Sit down, officer down.
Like earlier this week when a domestic call in a Minneapolis suburb resulted in a man with 7 children at home gunning down 2 police officers and a firefighter paramedic. And like last week at the Chiefs Victory Parade, when more than 800 law enforcement officers saw their day change in an instant with a shooting in the midst of 1 million celebrating fans. So it should come as no surprise that an estimated 30% of first responders develop behavioral health conditions like depression or PSD. And according to the FBI, 32 law enforcement officers died by suicide last year. And while the average person experiences 4 to 6 traumatic events in his or her lifetime, a police officer will experience about 20 a year and 400 to 600 in their career. So the Springfield Police Department is trying to improve its employees' mental health in the cutest way possible with an 8-week-old chocolate lab, Comfort K9, that will roam the city's 2 major police stations, spreading puppy love.
There's plenty of studies that show that interacting with animals lowers stress, increases happiness and well-being. We're not robots out in the field. You know, we are people, we have feelings and emotions, but at the same time we have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. And if that means if you can spend 5 minutes with the comfort dog on a bad day, then that's a win for us.
I can always see the excitement and the stress kind of melt away for a minute anyway for them. So the civilian positions are also very stressful, so I think this will help as well.
Do you think a cat would have the same effect?
I've had cats and no. I'm a cat person too, but no, this puppy is the one.
The $1,500 for the dog and supplies came from a $35,000 grant from the Gary Sinise Foundation, the organization founded by the Oscar-nominated actor that funded a home for retired Springfield police officer Mark Preby, who was paralyzed when intentionally hit by an SUV driver in front of the downtown police headquarters in June of 2020. In honor of Sinise's movie and TV roles, including Forrest Gump and CSI New York, the PD made 4 choices as possible names for the pup, and you can go online between now and Thursday midnight to cast your vote.
I like Mac out of the 4, but I think right now Lieutenant Dan is winning.
Reese says the department is looking at other mental health approaches to spend the rest of the grant money on, such as Struggle Well, a new and innovative program focused on post-traumatic growth that's worked well with first responders in 14 states. And currently,
we have a peer support group now that if a big event happens, we'll come in and do debriefings with officers that are trained to guide us through the emotional process of that. And this is just going to be another tool for officers and their mental health. I mean, who doesn't love puppies, right?
Your extra work outside of the office could be contributing to your downfall instead of landing you that promotion. That's according to research from Allison Gabriel at Purdue University, which finds it especially difficult for leaders to perform well if they can't separate work from their personal lives. This is because people's emotional, physical, and mental bandwidths can only withstand so much. Experts recommend trying to think positively about what you have to accomplish instead of stressing over it. According to new research, maternal mental illness is the leading cause of pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. Despite that finding, national initiatives developed to combat the issue often fail to prioritize mental health. The researchers found mental health disorders like suicide and opioid overdose are responsible for nearly 1 in 4 of those deaths. According to the CDC, more than 80% of pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. are preventable. A little later, Pitt State women's basketball looks to get back in the win column as they take on the Nebraska Kearney Lopers.
And after the break, we'll talk more about the system that we can expect coming in on Tuesday. I know we've been talking about the system we have moving in on Tuesday, but until then, we're seeing temperatures almost hitting 80 degrees by then. Taking a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort camera, I saved this sunset image. I thought it looked like a really great place to be. Go check it out in Seneca, Missouri. And we have no rain or snow in the forecast for the next several days. Like I said, temperatures getting up to almost 80 degrees. We could be seeing some records breaking as we move into early next week. Starting tomorrow, we start the morning off a little cooler, upper 40s, and then we're gonna hit a high of 78 degrees, sunny all day long. So it is going to be a really gorgeous Sunday ahead. Now we have this ridge in our area, and that is what's bringing us the sinking air. The sinking air is what we can relate to all of the warmer temperatures that we're seeing and the winds coming from the south, bringing in that southerly breeze. Now clouds roll in on Monday. This is right ahead of the system that we're tracking off the west coast, making its way over here in our area Tuesday evening after midnight is when we'll see it start to make its way into our area. Right ahead of the system, we're going to see winds picking up, gusting upwards of 45 miles per hour. This will start Monday night, and it's going to continue on through Tuesday by 11 a.m. It's a little bit lighter, but right before this cold front makes its way through, we see the winds pick back up, 46 miles per hour in Carthage, 38 in Pittsburgh. So it's going to be pretty fast, gusty winds on Tuesday and into Wednesday. Then this is that cold front that we see. You can see the winds picking up from the south, and then right after the cold front, they're coming from the north. That is bringing us cold air, and it's going to drop the temperatures quite a bit as we move into Wednesday morning. We're going to take a look at that. Right here, we'll see temperatures getting up to 78 in Joplin, 81 in Veneta, possibly getting into the 80s across the area. This is our high on Tuesday. Then we'll start to see this system make its way through. With this strip of rain, we could see some thunderstorms. That's due to the instability that's building right before the cold front happens. Then right here is the cold front. check out these temperatures right behind it. 35, Wichita, 19 in Salina. We're going to see these snow strips make its way through. We could see some snow because these temperatures drop pretty quickly after that cold front down to the 30s across the area. This is just early Wednesday. It's going to continue to drop to the upper 20s as we move into later morning hours on Wednesday. It's going to keep dropping. It won't stick around though. We had this same system come through in January, and that was pretty cold for about a week. Now we're only seeing this for the day, and then by Thursday we warm back up 53, 62 on Friday, and back into the 70s on Saturday. Now we have another chance of rain late next weekend. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to that time.
Certainly some gorgeous days ahead of us.
I'm looking forward to this rest of this weekend.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Lindsay. Well, natural disasters forced nearly 2.5 million Americans from their homes in 2023. That's according to estimates from a new Census Bureau survey released yesterday. The number of people displaced last year is less than in 2022, but the 2023 survey provides important context for a year that brought a record number of billion-dollar weather and climate disasters. There were 28 such disasters in 2023, far surpassing the previous high of 22 such events in 2020. Brock will bring us the latest in sports up next.
Well, we are officially in the postseason when it comes to Missouri high school hoops. Both the Lamar Tigers and College Heights boys basketball teams have a shot to bring home a district championship. Let's go out to Lamar. The Tigers are the hosts of this year's Class 3 District 12 championship against the Washburn Trojans. So we head early on to the game now. Taylon Timmons hits a three-point shot at the top of the key for the Tigers. Later in the first half, the loose ball on the floor, and Southwest's Jesse Holder picks it up and finishes the layup on the other end, goes coast to coast. Southwest led the Tigers by 8 points at halftime. So we head to the second half now. This guy, Ian Googie, count the bucket plus the foul. Lamar storms back to tie the game, but very next possession, loose ball on the floor, and Holder again, great awareness and knocks down the jumper. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. Lamar down by 3 points, 10 seconds left in the game. Ian Googie gets the layup, thought he was fouled. Timeout Lamar, it's a 1-point game. Southwest goes 1-on-1 for free throws on the other end. So here we go. Lamar down by 2 points, 2 seconds left in the game. Googie shoots for the win, just off the mark. Southwest holds on to beat Lamar by an eyelash. What a game. Southwest beats Lamar 68-66, the final score. Another district game happening tonight. College Heights Cougars host the Ash Grove Pirates. And look at this, College Heights beats the number 1 seed in their district 78-69, the final score. The Cougars advance to sectionals. They will face Blue Eye this Tuesday. Well, there's only one more weekend remaining in the regular season for the MIAA. Now, both the Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball teams wrap up their final road games of the season. The women's game for Pitt State, the Gorillas had to have this one. They want to play extended postseason basketball, and the women get the job done. Pitt State defeats Nebraska Kearney 85-57. The Gorillas have now won their 20th game of the season. Over to the men's side now. Taking the court after the women's game, the Gorillas blow out Nebraska Kearney on the road 90-64, the final score. Max Alexander at 21 points in this game. Pitt State has now won 8 of their last 9 games. Now over to Hayes. Missouri Southern looking to hold on to that number 2 seed for the women's game in the MIAA standings. It comes down to the wire. Missouri Southern loses a heartbreaker in double overtime to Fort Hays State, 85-81, the final score. As the women come up short overtime, unfortunately, it was the same story for the men's team. Missouri Southern loses by just 2 points in overtime with a 67-65 final score. However, Avery Taggart scores 1,000th career point in this game for the Lions. Well, it's been just a horrendous start to the season for both the Missouri Tigers and the Arkansas Razorbacks men's basketball programs. Now, Mizzou is looking for their first conference win. Meanwhile, Arkansas is, well, they've been flat disappointing this year. However, the two rivals meet today in Fayetteville. Mizzou at Arkansas. First half, Khalif Battle knocks down it. The jumper there from the baseline. Hogs down by 6, or up by 6, I should say. Final seconds of the first half. Sean East almost loses the ball, but drives in to get the layup at the buzzer. Missouri trails by 2 at halftime. So head to the second half now. 2-point Razorback lead. off the miss. It's the former Razorback, Connor Vanover, gets the putback slam. Game is tied 50 apiece. Later in the half, Hogs up by 1. Khalif Battle from way downtown. That's NBA range there. Very next possession, it's Battle who steps back. Give me that all day. Drains the three-point shot. And then in transition, guess who? Heat check for Khalif Battle, who finished with a career-high 42 points. Arkansas beats Mizzou at home 88-73. Let's look for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Company is offering one lucky movie lover the chance to win big if they predict the outcome of this year's Oscar winners correctly. Test Casinos says the winner will receive $2,000 in cash, a new 4K TV, and a $500 DoorDash gift card. All you have to do is watch all 10 Best Picture nominated movies and rank them in order of who is more likely to win based on 5 categories: emotional resonance, entertainment impact, memorability meter, creative quotient, and overall social buzz score. Now that is actually a contest that I would love to do.
You should try it out.
Check it out. Final look
So,
at the forecast.
well, looking through the rest of the weekend, we see these temperatures getting up to possibly 78, 80 degrees by early next week. I know I'm looking forward to that. It's still February, and we get a nice reminder of that Wednesday morning as we see a rain-snow mix come in right behind a cold front. Right ahead of the cold front, we'll see maybe some thunderstorms Tuesday, but then, possibly snow on Wednesday.
Well, something to look forward to. All right,
Definitely.
Thanks, Lindsay. Well, that's our time for now. From all of us here in the studio, have a great evening.